right, everybody, welcome to KCE Racing Tuesday night Gen 4 Series tonight at Dover. You have Matt and Coco in the booth. Matt, how's it going tonight?
It's going really good. Looking forward to racing here at the Munster Mile, Dover, Delaware. This 1 mile concrete track. How's Coco tonight?
Coco's doing pretty good. I'm looking for an exciting race tonight. Tire management's going to be key.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch these guys practice here for about the last hour and definitely saw a lot of fall off. You see them going little green here, little teaser show for you guys. This is our pit party. These guys kind of line up, just get a practice race start in, get all the jitters out and see what their cars are going to do in traffic.
Yeah, this is where they'll push the limits, find the edge, right?
Yep. Yeah, run around these other guys. Pit party's a good time for these guys to sometimes run around. You see a spin down there. Shane Bowie looked like he lost it. But I was saying these guys get together with some guys that they may or may not be around in the actual race. So kind of gives everybody a feel for what the whole field is like, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting as you see the 77 just kind of lose it there on turn exit, collecting the 4.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some loose cars in tonight's race. Definitely got to hold on to it. A little bit of a warm-up session here, and we'll let these guys get a few laps in. And Coco, what do you think we try to grab one of these guys and do a little pre-race and see what they're feeling?
Yeah, let's look for Sean Kaiser. Maybe we can get him in the booth here.
Yep, maybe give him a lap or two here.
Absolutely. What's happening, guys?
Yeah, Sean, looking forward to racing at Dover tonight. 20 cars going to be out there with you. Well, excuse me, 19 including cars with you out there on track. Tell us what you're feeling through practice. What's the car going to do? What do you think of your chances tonight?
I don't know about my chances. The car is a lot to handle. It gets really light getting off the corners, and it's been pretty tricky to kind of find the quickest way around here. So for me, I'm just kind of hoping to keep the tires, take care of the tires, and maybe I'll, if I have any fighting chance, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, I think so. We were seeing about a 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds of fall off in a fuel run during practice watching these guys. So tire management's going to be key tonight. Sean, you're going around the track so fast. I'm trying to look at your sponsor there. You got anything you want to tell us on what's your sponsor there?
My sponsor is Origin USA. They make clothes, and it's all American made, American grown, American materials. So I felt like that was a good thing to support.
Absolutely. Anything made in a good US of A, I think is excellent to support. So, well, listen, Sean, we'll let you finish up your practice, and good luck tonight. We'll be watching, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Keep doing a great job up there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think I'm a sucker for them kind of deals, right? The sponsorship, and I think that's part of that NASCAR fan in me, is that brand loyalty. That definitely something I'll just check out just to see what they got.
Yeah, it's funny after you watch a race how much you'll actually Google some of these sponsors, and it does get some traffic to your company, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? Sponsorship. And even here in iRacing here at KCE Racing League, it's still brand awareness and free advertisement, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's the loyalty of the NASCAR fan, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Coco, what do you say we let these guys finish up practice? Looks like we got about 5 minutes left before these guys grid, and we'll take a short break. Might leave the screen up here for a minute, let you guys watch these guys, and we'll come back, get ready for green flag.
All right, folks. Well, welcome back, and we should be getting ready to grid soon here, Matt.
Yep, these guys are just finishing up their final practice, pulling her down pit road. Be getting out on track for the grid here shortly, and as soon as these guys start getting out there, we'll get ready to take you through our starting lineup tonight here at Dover Motor Speedway. Coco, let's get some picks in for tonight. Who looks good to you? Who do you think is going to take the checkered?
You know, I was caught between a rock and a hard place here. My pick right now simply is Spencer Britton. I think Spencer's going to do real good tonight. I always watch for the 15 to come up through the field, so I think my pick's going to be Spencer Britton.
I think that's a pretty good pick. Spencer here in the Gen 4, 26 starts, 4 seasons across our Gen 4 series, and Spencer's got 26 starts in. In those, he's got 6 wins and 15 top 5. So I think that's a really good pick for tonight. Spencer definitely showed some speed in practice. If I had to go, my picks, I think it's going to be the 95 Chris Moulton tonight. Moulton has 4 wins in his Gen 4 series career here at KCE Racing. So I look for him to take the checkered flag tonight. And you can see, guys, the cars are gridded and starting to roll. Let's kind of run you through the field here. Starting on pole position, the 72 of Ray Smith and that Chevrolet. Starting to his outside, Shane Bowie in the 55. P3 is Mitch Mitchell. P4 on the outside is Gary Kipfer. And P5 is Tony Matthews.
P6, we got Brian Glass in the 84. My pick, 15 of Spencer Britton, is in P7. P8 is Joseph Brockaway in the 57. P9 is Chris Moulton in the 95. And rounding out your top 10 is number 64, Nick Murphy.
Yeah, we got Sean Kaiser starting P11 down on that bottom row. P12, Paul Gall in that 44. P13, Buzzy Mongold. To his outside,
green.
Jim Felix. Green flag. Sorry, folks, they're going quick. Green flag is out. We're racing at Dover. 160 laps tonight at the Munster Mile. 55 gets a good launch on the outside. Takes over P1 from your pole sitter, Smith. Looks like a pretty good, clean start back through the field. 2 wide. Looks like about P8 on back, I think. Coco, 2 wide still.
Yeah, we're looking back there at the, 59 is kind of the start of everything there. 15 of Spencer Britton on back. Gets you 2 wide.
Yeah, these laps are going to click off pretty quick tonight. Good to see this 19 car field, maybe 20 cars, get a good start to the race here. Green flag, lap 2 coming around, lap 3. Shane Bowie got the lead on the outside over Ray Smith. Battle for the lead. Ray Smith's fighting back on the inside and gets it. P1 for the 72 Chevrolet.
Yeah, Shane's a smart driver. I don't think he'd be putting up too big of a fight this early in a run.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to take care of those tires. We talked briefly and gave the folks at home watching a little glimpse into their practice, and we kind of talked about the tire wear tonight. This concrete mile speedway is going to chew them up tonight.
Yeah, I was just looking at Paul Gall here, who, looks like he's gaining some spots since his start with 3 positions from there. But there was a little gaggle of cars. It looks like they're getting in single file now.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of some strategy playing out, and also a little bit of cars just settling into where they fit into this running order with speed right now.
Yeah, I think it's all going to work itself out. We got Gary Kipp right now battling the 89. Gary lets him by on the inside.
Looking for a little crossover. Gary goes to the bottom. That 89, Tony Matthews, goes to the high side. 89 is going to get that run off. Kind of diamonds that corner a little bit, cuts it low, trying to make that corner as straight as he can.
Yeah, that 84 backed out of fighting the 24, saving his car, saving his tires at this point.
Man, what a good start by these guys. Green flag racing. Ray Smith, 72, still out in front. P1. Shane Bowie, 55. P2 behind him. 15, Spencer Britton, your pick. I think Coco up a couple spots from 7th all the way up to 3rd now in that FC Chevrolet DuPont.
Yep, P4, 5 positions since the start of the race.
Yeah, if you could jump back over to Spencer, we just saw him go around the inside and get P2 from the 55 Shane Bowie. Spencer Britton up to P2.
Yeah, Spencer's always a fast driver out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And where's my 95 at? Your guy Spencer's putting them down right now. 95's back in P8, so up a couple spots from the start.
Yeah, but don't count him out. Spencer is good on long hauls and really takes care of his equipment and his car.
Field coming around, completing lap 10 of 160 tonight.
It's a long race, and depending on your strategy, you're looking at about, what, 52 laps for a fuel run?
Yeah, I think anywhere from 50 to 55 is a full fuel tank for these guys. Whether or not the tires hang on that long, or they can manage the tires to hang on that long, is going to be the story tonight, I think.
Yeah, tire management on this concrete surface is key.
Yeah, and as these tires wear, especially in this Gen 4 package that these guys are running tonight, it's going to get harder and harder to keep control of that car. These back ends are going to get really loose, and the guys are going to be fighting them the deeper this run goes.
Right now, it does seem like they're being patient and, definitely not pushing any issues yet.
Yeah, we're going to find out, I think, probably here at the end of this first pit cycle on what the overall race strategy is going to be, and if the field's trying to split it and run different strategies. Watching and talking to a couple of the guys, I think tonight there's an opportunity to make this a fuel management race and run this on 2 stops. I think the faster way, in my opinion, is going to be those tires, and I think you're going to want to make this a 3-stop race, but we'll see what the field chooses to do.
Yeah, I think there is going to be different strategies going on here. I'm going to jump aboard Spencer right now in a cockpit view as he watches Ray Smith kind of putting down the laps here. I just want to see, the different lines that they're taking at this point.
What a great view, that cockpit view. You can really see as these guys are entering those corners in 1 and 3, that dive, you're almost going downhill quite a bit into that banking.
Yeah, coming off of that corner, you can hear the engine wanting to kind of, let loose. It seems like you can hear the throttle feathering going on in mid-corner with Spencer right now.
Yeah, these guys are definitely going to be modulating that throttle, trying to keep control, keep the rear of the car underneath them on exit. Can get real easy to overheat them tires if you're sliding them around too much, and then that's just going to be worse and worse and worse as that run goes on. Let's take a look. Let's run back through the field real quick while we're green flag. P1, 72 of Ray Smith. P2, Spencer Britton in the 15. P5, Shane Bowie. Excuse me, P3. P4 is Tony Matthews in the 89, and P5, Mitch Mitchell in that 21 Chevrolet. P6, Gary Kepfer. As we look at it, P95 makes a move, takes over that 6th position from Gary, now back in P7. P8 behind Gary, Brian Glass in that 84. P9, Paul Gall. And in P10, the 2 of Sean Kaiser.
Yeah, Sean was a little worried about hanging on, but I think he's doing a good job in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, up one spot from where he started. We talked a little bit with him in pre-race, and still think I'm going to be Googling that sponsor after the race. Go back a little deeper, check on the guys outside the top 10. We got Murphy in the 64 P11, Buzz Moggold P12 in the number 12, P13 Joseph Brockway, P14 Matt Simrick, P15 Edwin Post, Jim Felix in P16.
The yellow flag
Shane
is out.
Fletcher in 102. Yeah, and we got a yellow out on track, Coco. Let's see if we can see what happened up front here. Looks like we had a little crash.
It looks like Paul Gall here. I'm going to go ahead and just concentrate on him, and we'll see what we see here. Right now, it's oh, he gets in the back of the 24. It looks like 24 just scrubbed the wall.
Yeah, I think the 24 got a little loose and was trying to catch it there on exit, and unfortunately the 44's got nowhere to go, gets in the back of him. 64 comes in at the very end and gets collected.
Yeah, Gary hits the wall right there, and there was just nowhere for Paul to go. Looks like the 2 is on the brakes. You could see the front end dive down. The 64 doesn't see what's going on there.
Yeah, back that up. I'll see if I can get us on board with the 2. Sean, we were just talking about him. We'll see what he sees going through here.
We'll go for full speed here. You can see how fast things happen. Good move.
That seat got a little tighter.
Yeah, again, like he said, if you watch that 24, I'm trying to get up on the 24 right now. Yeah, if you watch him hit that wall twice.
Yeah, 44, 64, 24 all collected in this accident.
Not a good night to have the number 4 on your car.
That doesn't look like it, does it?
All right, we're back and watching some guys come into pit lane at this point.
Yeah, I think these guys only have so many sets of tires tonight. So lap 24 of this caution of this race, and guys, looks like the majority of the field hit pit road. Don't know quite yet who took tires, who didn't, but not a lot of wiggle room with sets of tires tonight.
Yeah, I think that everybody's going to grab 4 anytime they go down there. Later in the run, or later in the race, I think we'll be looking for some 2-tire stops, but I wouldn't be doing it this early in the race.
Yeah, go for
it. Chris, give us a heads up here when you're coming to 1 to go, but what are you feeling out there? What's the car doing? What's the track doing?
Yeah, coming to 1 to go right now, but yeah, car's feeling good. Just have to be patient with it and see what happens.
Gotcha. Looking good out there. Got a couple position gain, so get focused up on the restart. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, these quick cautions. We'll have to do something there. 15, your leader out front on this restart. 21, Mitch Mitchell to his outside. Shane Bowie and Sean Kaiser, your second row. Guys are lining up, waiting. Spencer Britton's going to lead them off here. Let's see what the restart looks like.
Green, green, green.
Spencer gets a nice jump.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to fight spinning the tires a little bit tonight, especially on this concrete surface.
Yeah, they fanned out really fast on that restart. Got a little bit of a fight going on here between the 84 and the 79 early in the run.
Yeah, 84 goes to the inside, gets around. Edwin Post at 79. Jim Felix follows that hole that the 84 made, gets around. Brian Glass up to P9, Jim Felix in P10.
Yeah, they fanned out a lot quicker this time than last in the beginning of the race, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. But again, once again, especially on a tough track like this, these guys got a good start, and we're back to green flag racing.
Looking at lap 28 of 160. Still a lot of racing to go.
Yeah, quite a bit of racing to go here at KCE Racing. This is our third race of this season, Coco. Let's jump back over to Chris Moulton in the 95. We're on board with him, trying to get a little interview in. Moulton's your current points leader of the series so far with one win in this season. Moulton looks like he got a couple positions on that restart, up to P5, looking on the inside of the 2. Sean Kaiser gets around him. That'll be clear on exit. 95 up to P4 now.
Sean Kaiser's doing a nice job again as he goes and gets past. He's still a +4 as far as positions are concerned from the start of the race.
Yeah, and we'll check back in with those guys involved in that accident and see who's still out on track and who's got some damage to fix, and let you guys know when we get that information for you. Coco, jump back just a car to the 55 of Bowie. There's a little group there, 55 out front of Felix, Brockway, and Mongol. 3 wide into 1. Oh, Buzz backs out of it. A little smart play there, being a little patient. 4's underneath the 55 for this position.
Yeah, that was a wise move for Buzz there, because you'd have been at 3 wide there. I think we would have saw another yellow.
Yeah, it can be done on this track. You got to trust not just yourself, but the other 2 guys around you going 3 wide.
Yeah, I'm looking at Buzz. He seems to be moving up pretty quick.
Buzz looks like he's got a little speed in that 12 car. You know, I need to ask him, Coco. Remind me when we get the chance with Buzz, what sponsorship is pink on that car?
I don't know. I can't get any closer.
These guys go
Pink.
too fast around this mile track. I can't read sponsor. Maybe I'm getting old. That could be the problem.
I did notice that the 24 was back on track. He's looking worse to wear there, but he's doing what he can do. My understanding was he had about 6 minutes worth of damage that he had to take care of in the pits, a little bit over 6 minutes. So he might have done half of it, went out and seen what the car was going to do.
Yeah, I saw the, as you were on board with him there, I saw the 44 car still out on track, so that's good to see. Hopefully he's not too damaged up.
Going to our leader right now, Chris Moulton.
I think we missed a good pass for the lead. 95, my pick out front.
Looks like Gary might have had some problems with that broken car when he was on track.
Yeah, I think just getting word from out on track, I think he might be retiring that 24 car, a little too much damage. That's unfortunate.
Let's see if we can see what happened to him as these guys go around here. don't see him hitting anything, but definitely doesn't look good. Unless
Yeah, it looks like he's got a broken toe on that front right side.
Yeah, I think he's done for the night. He's at the hauler at this point.
Maybe he'll tune into the broadcast. Watching the 95 still out front. P2 behind him, Ray Smith, your pole sitter tonight. Not letting him get away. Watching that ticker, holding about anywhere from that 4 to 6/10 range the last couple laps.
You know, we got Brian Glass in the 3rd position sitting there marching forward. But Brian's got a +3 right now for the since the start of the race. Doing a real nice job out there in the 3rd position.
Yeah, that early caution and pit stop definitely shook up this field a little bit. We definitely had some guys move back, maybe poor pit stops, but definitely shook this field up.
Looking at the position for number 89, Tony Matthews. We haven't said much about him tonight. Tony's putting down some good laps and good lap times.
Yeah, up 1 spot from where he started, P5 tonight. So holding steady, not giving anything up, but definitely working to make that ground up on the 4 cars in front of him.
Yeah, we have 3 hard chargers so far with a +8. Chris Moulton, Buzz Mongold, and one person just lost it, but Jim Felix had a +8 for the hard chargers.
Watching these guys go around this Munster mile, coming around to lap 44 of 160 tonight. Coco, I looked back at last season's race. These guys raced here back in August, and we had 7 different leaders, 9 lead changes, and only 2 cautions in the race last fall.
Only 2 cautions at Dover is a very good race.
Yeah, Tim Kennedy not racing tonight. He was your winner back in that fall race. I think he had some issues with the car tonight. He didn't make it.
Yeah, rumor has it his car didn't pass tech, and he was not able to make the show tonight.
Ooh, that's rough, not passing tech.
Looking at Paul Gall just to see how his car's doing. He was part of that accident bringing out that yellow flag. He's got a couple of bangs and bumps on that car, but it seems like it's going around okay.
Yeah, looking at lap times, he's definitely got some speed taken out of that car. He's a couple seconds slower than the field, so I think he's going to definitely hope for that next caution, see if he can get some more of that damage fixed.
Something happened with Spencer. We've got a -9, so he's lost 9 positions when he was battling up the front there.
Yeah, he was up front there for a while, and you know what I think's happening here, Coco? I think we found one of the guys that didn't take tires.
I believe so. Looks like we might have had...
Go ahead, Coco. You got some action?
Yeah, I got some action with Vanderlei here. I'm going to roll back and see if we can see what happened to Vanderlei out there in the on the track here.
Yeah, didn't bring out a caution. See if we can see this.
Oh, he just goes down on the apron there. Misses pit road. That's where it happened. Oh, gets the inside wall twice.
Yep. Trying to get merged back out on track. Definitely a little loose down on that apron. Marbles roll down there and the car gets loose, and Looks like he's fighting something with that car. Something might have broke when he made that first contact. I think he gets a tow to pit road here, and we avoid a caution.
Yeah, going back to our live setup is the 15.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. Coco, I think what's going on, 15, we saw him the leader on that last restart after caution. I don't think he pitted at the time of caution. I think he pitted under green for tires, and I just saw another car, 55, Shane Bowie, down on pit road. So we got a couple guys on some very varying strategy, probably saving some tires for the end of the race.
Yeah, we definitely have a shuffle up here that we're following right now. It looks like we do have some guys laps down, but simply because of strategy. Paul Gall, Edwin Post, all in the pits right now. Maybe didn't go in on that caution.
Yeah, and I'm not too worried for those guys right now. They're gonna go a lap or two down here under green flag conditions. If the race stays like that, these other guys are gonna have to pit. These guys, we'll see it over a fuel run. Like we said, in that 50-55 lap range, these guys are gonna fall off anywhere from 1.5 to 2 seconds a lap. So these guys with these fresh tires are gonna make that ground up, probably unlap themselves, and might be in a decent position if they catch, a lucky caution.
Yeah, see, I'm always worried about going off sequence like that when I'm out there, because it seems that a caution comes out at the worst time for me. That's the only thing I would worry about, right?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of luck of the draw. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. But I tell you what will work for these guys is if we get a late race caution, these guys that save that first set of tires under that first yellow flag, they're going to have a set of fresh stickers at the end of this thing. And with 1.5 seconds of fall off over a tank of fuel, they're going to have the advantage.
Well, from what I'm seeing right now, Matt, is, we're starting to see some of this iron out with some of the pit stops that are going on right now. You've got now 10 cars on the lead lap, and then you have some other cars, coming through and coming around at this point.
Yeah, look at that closing rate. 55 on new tires. Just pulls right up to the back of that 12. Buzz Mongol gets around him on the outside. So these guys on fresh, they're going to be making that ground up. And it's kind of risky. You talked about catching that unlucky caution like your luck always seems to bring. Part of that is the different speed that these guys have in the closing rate. We've seen a car up in the wall, 89, Tony Matthews a little. But the closing rate of these guys on these different sets of tires, you definitely got to have some patience on those new tires and work with them guys on the older, because you're not always going to know where they're going to be at.
Yeah, and like you said, the closure rate is incredible. So if the guy in front of you makes a mistake, there's really not any time to react, right?
Yeah, it looks like we got about six, maybe 7 cars off sequence here. I think the first one off sequence, Spencer Britton in P11. Looks like he unlapped, got one of his laps back. He's only 1 lap down now. He was 2 at the start of that cycle, so definitely making up the ground.
And then you got the 55 of Shane Bowie sitting there, and I believe he's still 2 laps down, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is 2 laps down. The leader is about a backstretch and a half out in front of him, so got a little ways to go to get back 1 lap down.
Yeah, Mitch Mitchell in the 21 is 2 laps down in the 13th position right now. So things are getting real shooken up.
Yeah, you can see the guys still out on those tires. I believe that was around lap 28 these guys were on. So these guys are getting close to 40 laps on tires.
Yeah, the 89 of Tony Matthews just kind of got a little loose coming off the corner there.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the age in them tires. Another car down on pit road. Seen him coming out there for a brief second. That was Matt Simrick I just saw down there.
Matt coming out on fresh tires.
Yeah, it's not going to be very long. Jump up to 95. Your leader still. It's not going to be very many more laps, and he's going to be looking for pit road entry.
Yeah, but right now, if you look, he's about what, 6 seconds in front of Ray Smith. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, about 6.8 seconds in front of P2 Ray Smith. Let's try to run through your field real quick as these, we're about mid-cycle with these guys. 95, P1, P2 Ray Smith, and that 72, P3 Brian Glass, Joseph Brockway in P4, Buzz Mongold P5, Tony Matthews in P6. And that's going to be the last of these guys on the older sets of tires. Got a couple guys that might still be on old tires, a lap down. But you got about 5 cars still on the lead lap on old tires right now.
You know, I just want to call out real quick to Shane Fletcher. Shane Fletcher's 102, triple-digit number rookie for us here at KCE Racing. But I'll tell you what, he came out here to brave a tough track with a tough car. And I just want to give him some kudos, doing a real nice job out there tonight.
Yeah, and speaking about Shane in that 102, I'm pretty sure I heard in our pre-race drivers meeting, I think the 102 gets promoted next week to full-time double-digit driver.
That's what I heard as well, and well-deserved. As you can see, he's out there doing his thing, sitting in 6th position right now. Did a plus 11 for the race so far. Really nice showing tonight, Shane.
Yeah, jump back a couple positions behind him. Seen a group of about 4 cars there running side by side.
Whoa,
action!
The yellow flag is out.
Yellow's out. Saves some major damage there, Coco.
Yeah, it looks like those guys did a real nice job of keeping it together.
That's that's gonna hurt a couple guys. The timing of this yellow, Coco. We've got 5 cars on the lead lap, so definitely gonna be some guys looking for that wave around. Obviously, I think all 5 of these leaders are gonna be pitting. They're gonna need those tires, so we'll have a few wave around guys. We'll have I think the 102 Fletcher we was just talking about him looks to be, at least from our timing board here, we'll have to confirm, but looks to be your lucky dog.
We'll take a peek at him right now, see if he does blast around.
Coco, while these guys pit, see if we can get through our control tower here and see if we can get a replay of that.
Right here, you can see the 79 diving underneath the 15. Woes it up a little bit, tries not to get into him, but just grabs that left quarter panel, spins the 15. But if you watch, the 79 is on the binders, trying not to, get too much damage here.
Yeah, 15 does a good job locking it down there, keeps the car sliding straight down the track. 79 spins him, but I think helps him gets it turned back straight too. Looking on screen, that happened right in front of your leader, 95 too. So 95, I think, was having a little bit of a hold your breath kind of a moment there.
I'm going to try to go on board with the 79, see what he kind of did there. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. He's coming in pretty tight. Looks like Spencer's coming down a little bit, but, you know, just some racing going on here.
Yeah, and we talked about it. That's what's going to happen on these varying pit strategies. New tires, old tires, these closing rates in these cars, especially on a loose track where guys are having to control that car, especially on the exit. Those things are going to happen.
Yeah, they did a real nice job of keeping it all together. All right, these guys are lining up again, it looks like here, Matt. It does look like the pace car is lights off, so let's go back with our leader here, Chris Moulton, who's going to start us off. And you're right, the 102 did get the lucky dog as you saw him kind of going around.
Yeah, he did. Had looked like a bunch of guys take the wave around to get at least one of their laps back. So we're going to do restart at lap 72 of 160 with only 6 cars on the lead lap. So all these guys lap down are definitely going to be fighting for that lucky dog here.
And we're going to be hitting that restart zone right there, as you can see it down on the right-hand side there of the inside wall.
Green flag, green
Yeah,
flag.
95 is off. Green flag gets the jump on the inside. Outside, only a couple cars deep with the wave around and the single file. Looks like about 4 rows back to just start the restart here. 84, Brian Glass jumps out. P2 ahead of Buzz Mongold. P3, Joe Brockway in P4. Ray Smith, P5. And the last car in the lead lap currently, Shane Fletcher in the 102.
Shane looks like he's having some problems.
Yeah. Not sure what happened there.
Speeding penalty, passing under yellow, maybe. As the leaders just blow by him.
Yeah, it's going to put him lap down again. Let's see if we can get on board with Spencer in the 6 and watch this lucky dog battle for a second.
All over the back bumper of the 12 right now.
Yeah, I think what your pick, Spencer in the 15 is trying to do is, I think he's just trying to drive and get that lap back. He's up to what would be P3 looking out in front at Brian Glass and Moulton out in front of him. If he can get around those two guys and that caution comes out, he'll be back on the lead lap and can pit with the leaders. So he's just trying to avoid that lucky dog altogether. Behind him, I think Jim Felix in the 4 would appreciate Spencer getting around those guys. That would put him in the lucky dog spot.
Yeah, get a lap back there for Jim.
I like that paint scheme. Jim's got that light blue Bush car.
Yeah, I just threw up our pit strategy board there, Matt. Kind of check out what we have right now. See who's where and what and why.
Yeah, I see you pull up that chart and I see a whole lot of everything there. I don't know. There's only a couple guys that are on any kind of similar strategy looking at that chart.
Yeah, it looks like the Heinz 57 over there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place.
Well,
We're about halfway through, coming around, completing lap 80 tonight, and looking at some of those pit strategies you just threw up there, guys might be running low on tires only halfway through this thing.
yeah, I'm a little, like I said, it's real hard to follow, but for the most part, these guys, as you stated before, bringing that back up, there's really no rhyme or reason. You got the 23 laps at the yellow flag, then you see a bunch of guys sitting there at 47 laps. I think that's what you're going to see coming through right now we have what, the top 8 sitting on 10 or 11 laps for themselves.
Yeah, looking at that, you've got a couple guys that have already used up 2, maybe 3 sets of their tires, and it's hard. It's hard. We need some statisticians. That's what we need up here
Yeah,
in the
we
booth
do.
with us, Coco. You get me
Yeah,
talking
so they can
numbers,
run
I get
through
all over
this.
the place.
Yeah, the only
Maybe
person that I see is, we're sitting there with Matthews, jumped in a little early in the 14th position, but we're sitting there with the top 5 on the lead lap at this point.
Yeah, looking at that chart, I'm trying to study it a little bit more here, and I'm just going to assume that if a guy pitted, he took some tires at this track. It chews him up so bad, guys are screaming for him. The drivers in that car yelling at the crew chief, put him on, put him on. I see a couple guys on there with only that 1-2 stops. Looking particularly down that chart, I see Shane Bowie, Sean Kaiser, Edwin Post that look like they might have a set of tires on the field.
Ooh, 89 hits the wall hard.
Yeah, 4 gets in behind him.
I think the 89
Yeah,
is
4's got
going
some
to
damage,
be
gets
out.
in the wall again.
89 still rubbing the wall, just trying to stay out of everybody's way.
Yeah,
Dives
that
down in the
89's
pit
been,
lane.
that 89's been fighting a wicked car all night. Been in the wall a couple times, and we saw some contact there with the 4 car.
Yeah, that looked like he smacked the wall and came back in and got rear-ended by the 4.
Yeah, back out on track. Chris Moulton's still your leader. Got about a second and a half built up over P2, and you can see behind him Spencer Britton still in that lucky dog spot. Yep, Spencer, I'll talk on your pick to win it here tonight, Coco. Spencer, going back to last fall's race, he set the track record with his qualifying lap. I think that got beat tonight with tonight's qualifying pole sitter, but Spencer's got the speed in that car, and he's had success on this track. We'll see if he can make that ground up as this run goes.
Yeah, Spencer's, like I said, he's always fast, so I want to see what he ends up with tonight. But with the way this is, the pit strategies are going, the way this is working out, it's going to be real hard for this to come back around for him, I think.
Yeah, you talked about that pit strategy again, and I'm to the point now where I'll tell you what the winning pit strategy is on lap 159 of 160 tonight.
Okay.
These guys are so all over the board. It's a little bit too early, I think, to find out who's going to have that success.
Yeah, there's I think that one yellow flag really just, shook things up.
Yeah, these guys coming around 70 laps to go tonight. Still quite a long way to go. A fuel run 55. So I would guess anybody with a set of tires still in the pits, and I think everybody still has one set. But I'm going to say those guys with just the one set left in the pits tonight are probably going to be looking to split this in half with what they've got left. Might be the best strategy. The other thing they could do is run this first set dry, run that tank dry, get all the life out of the tires they could, and then pit late and try to get all the tires they can at the end.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is, like you said, we don't know about the tire situation, but Fletcher did go in, and if he did not uncheck those tires, he could be sitting with no tires at all.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how this tire strategy plays out. I think you were right, Coco. I think that early caution, that first caution we had, lap 28, definitely kind of threw a wrench into everybody's plans tonight. I don't know if guys would have wanted to come in that early had it not been a yellow.
Yeah, just looking at our track map, we have battles all over the place. In the back there with...
Yeah, I think this is about the tightest battle we got on track. You see, trying to grab a car number for you, behind Brockway.
Yeah, they're starting to fan out back there.
Back on board with Chris Moulton, P1. He's built up an even bigger lead since we last checked on him. He's up to 3.2 seconds out in front of P2, Brian Glass, right now.
We normally talk about coming up on lap traffic. These guys are pretty spread out around the entire track tonight.
Yeah, and with only 19 cars starting this race, lap traffic, I think, yes, it's going to play a factor, but it's going to be spread out. It's not like a Bristol or Martinsville where you're car after car after car. You've got some room to work here. You've got a little bit more time to plan out what you're going to do, making that move with that car in front of you. You know, looking at these guys, these tires getting a little warm. See the 15 maybe trying the top end of that racetrack as he diamonds and cuts the corner on exit. But these guys are starting to get a little wear on these tires. Cars are getting looser. I'm seeing a few guys step that rear end out coming around the back.
We still see Gary Kipfer in the pits.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about him earlier. I think he retired that car. Might just hopped on top of the pit box to watch it.
Best seat in the house. Ray Smith coming after the 57 of Joseph Brockway.
Yep, coming around with 60 laps to go now. Coco, we're pretty deep in a run. Let's jump on board with P3, Joseph Brockway. Let's go on board with him and have a listen, see what he's doing with that car.
He's rolling that throttle, or he's rolling that car pretty much all the way through the turns at this point.
Yep, worn tires, being very patient on exit. That car is going to want to step out if you give it too much. Looks like the 102 out in front of Brockway. Lap down car, 102, 5 laps down from your leader, Chris Moulton.
Yeah, they're all gingerly off that corner.
Coco, let's pull back up your pit chart if you could. I'd like to run some math on your top 5. Like we talked about earlier. Pit length in these cars can be about 50 to 55 laps. So you got about 15, 20 laps before that tank's dry on your leaders. Looks like P1 through 5, all on 34 lap old tires. But we're coming up on another round of pit stops.
Yeah, they should be coming in pretty soon. You figure, I don't know if I'd do the whole 50 or 50, 55. I would probably start looking at about 40 laps to go. I wouldn't want to run it all the way dry. I would want some tire left in the end.
Yeah, I think that's the right call for your top 5. Anybody P6 on back who are your lap down cars, I'm going to flip that strategy a little bit. I'm going to run that car deep. I'm going to run that tank empty, and I'm going to hope for that caution, try to catch a break. Try to unlap myself and get that caution, get back on the lead lap, and then I'll pit for tires and try to work my way through the field.
I'd have to agree with you. I think the top 5 have to go in together. They're on the lead lap, and kind of the leader's gonna determine on when that all happens, I believe.
Yeah, looking at our pit board there, you see a couple guys, Shane Bowie and Edwin Post in the pits. So maybe you guys flipping that strategy. These guys lap down, they may think this race is going to go green, and if they can get that 1.5, 2 seconds, that might be enough to put them in front of the leader in case that caution does come out.
Good point. Strategies are all over the place, as we said before, and that's what makes these kind of races so difficult. Is you make a call, you stick with it, and hopefully it's the right call, right?
Yeah, so far we're pretty dead even with our race here last fall. 2 cautions then, 2 cautions tonight. If it stays that way, it's going to go green to the end.
We're at 110 or 111 of 160, so 39 laps to go, 40 with this.
Yeah, your leaders all have 40 laps on that set of tires. So coming on 10, 15 laps, and that tank will be empty.
They're looking at the second place guy, Brian Glass, still hanging out in second gear, second position.
Yeah, as much pace as these cars are losing on these long runs, he might be in second gear. You might not have been too far off there. These guys are definitely slowing the pace down, just keeping that car underneath them. And these guys are all doing a really good job. I mean, a 2-second fall off over the course of a fuel run, that's not all just tires, right? That's that car wanting to kick out, slide, get away from you, and if it does, you're wrecking your car, your night's over. So these guys are all doing a good job holding on to these worn tires.
Yeah, just to, reiterate what you just said is, you got Brian Glass sitting here. His best lap was a 23:01. His last lap was a 24:59, so you're talking a 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, we saw a couple more guys die for pit road, 18 and 21. That's Matt Semrick and Mitch Mitchell, respectively, dive down.
We see Matt come on out. Mitch Mitchell's still in there, but Mitch seems to have some front end damage, if I was looking correctly.
It looks like Mitch caught the wall somewhere there, or got involved in the back bumper of somebody.
So
Moulton, your leader, coming around, working lap 116 of 160. Going to be looking for that left-hand turn down to pit road from Chris here any minute now. Coco, I heard eavesdropping on some of the guys on the the radio. Definitely getting looser. These guys are fighting that car. I can hear it on the radio.
yeah, there's some chatter going on right now. They're just trying to hang on. We're just kind of watching Chris right now. I'm trying to see when he's going to come in for his last set of tires.
Yeah, we see it looks like the first guy in that top 5, Ray Smith in 72, dive down.
Ray Smith looks like he caught that wall. There's some smoke down there with Ray, and he's puffing smoke as he comes along here.
Yeah, it might have been a hot entry on the pit road, caught them sand barriers.
Yeah, if you look, he's got the barrel mark dead center of that bumper.
Yeah, worn tires, that dive from the concrete racing surface onto that asphalt apron on this track it's a pretty good transition, and you definitely got to have that car underneath you, get that nose pointed straight, and get woed up on them brakes to make that turn down onto pit road and make it fast. Looking live on board,
There-
Moulton, your leader, dives down.
Comes into pit road.
Yep, looks like a pretty good entry.
I expect Brian to come in soon after. If he doesn't come in this time, I'm not sure if that was the wise move.
Yeah, we kind of saw touch base on it there about a lap, 2 laps before Moulton, your leader, dived down on the pit road. A couple of guys still on that lead lap in that top 5 dove down. I think that is kind of forcing everybody else's hand.
I moved over to the 12 because the 12 and the 84 I would have expected to go in, but it looks like the 12 is following Brian Glass in the 84. He'll go in with him. I would have went in with Chris.
Yeah, with the pit strategy all over the board like it is tonight, you're playing a guessing game, right? A luck of the draw. If and when that caution does come out, can you catch that break? You know, for guys back in, say P5 through 10th, it's a gamble, right? Why not try to make that pay off for you?
Yeah, I'm looking right now, though, at Chris Moulton, and I'm just going to go and look at our lap times for last lap and just see what kind of happens to it at this point as he blows by the 12.
Yeah, that's going to get him back to 1 lap down. 2 cars still out on track. 84, who is now down on pit road. That'll put your leader, Buzz Mongold, in that 12 pink Chevrolet.
I believe I just heard some chatter about Buzz Mongold in the 12 popped the tire. That tire's down.
Yeah, nice job, driver. Blowing a tire, getting it woed down, getting it onto pit road.
That should put Chris Moulton back in first, am I correct?
Yeah, as soon as he cycles around, gets around the 12 down on pit road, that'll put your leader back 95, Chris Moulton.
I'm not sure when Joseph Brockway pitted last, but puts him in 3rd position right now. You see if we can bring that up and check that out for a moment.
Yeah, Brockway in that pit cycle actually gets around the 84 now. On
There's
board,
the
84. Yeah, got a little bit newer tires than Brockway, and he's going around low, gets that pass done, back to P2 for the 84, Brian Glass. It's going to move Brockway in the 57 back to P3.
Still a good showing for Joe tonight.
Absolutely. P4 behind Joe, you've got Buzz Mongold. First car 1 lap down right now. Buzz just coming off his pit cycle in that lucky dog position. P5, Spencer Britton behind him. 1 lap down. P6, Matt Simrick. P7 in the 55 Chevrolet, Shane Bowie. P8, Sean Kaiser in the number 2. P9, Edwin Post in that 79 Ford. P10, Paul Gall, 44. Paul caught up in that early wreck, Coco, if you remember. Still out on track, still getting everything he can out of it, and he's in a top 10 doing it.
Yeah, it's a good job by him and way to stick with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Cars started the race night 19. I think we've got 2, maybe 3 guys that have retired tonight from damage or something.
Yeah, it looks like 4 people out, 5 people totally in the pits at this point. So we have 15 drivers still battling it out here at Dover.
Yeah, rough track. There's going to be some cars not making away from the Munster Mile at any given race.
The battle of attrition.
coming around to work lap 130, 160. We're going to have 31 laps to go. Chris Moulton, your leader, still 95 out front of P2 by 17 seconds. You know, we saw before that pit stop, that lead was about 6-7 seconds, if I remember right, Coco. So 95 definitely made a lot of ground up in that pit cycle. 84 P2, 57 Brockway P3 definitely lost some time on what I've got to assume is probably entry and exit.
Yeah, well, once Chris got his new tires there, he definitely caught back up. If you remember, Brian and the 12, Buzz Mongol actually went in like 4 or 5 laps after Chris. So we'll have to see how that works out for them in the long run.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so they definitely lost. You got to figure 6 seconds on those 4 or 5 laps at least, staying out there on the old tires. Now they do have fresher tires than your leader, so I think we're going to see that gap close a little bit. But with only 29 laps to go, I don't know if 17 seconds is doable.
Well, that's the point, right? That's what you're playing with. You're playing with that time of, do I have enough time to catch back up?
Yeah, and this race certainly isn't over, I don't think, for everybody. If we catch a couple late race cautions here with some lucky dogs, I still think there's a couple guys with still a set of tires in the field, in the pits, that could take advantage of those.
I was just looking at Shane Bowie letting a 44 car by, as well as Chris Moulton there, letting them by pretty quick and easy.
Yeah, looking at our graphic there, P1, Chris Moulton started 9th, so he's gained 8 spots to hold that P1 position tonight.
Yeah, it's a well-fought battle tonight. These guys have been moving all night long. 2 cautions so far. Really good race tonight. Green flag run.
Coming around, 25 laps to go. Buzz Mungold sitting in that lucky dog position. That's driver might be talking to his crew chief, maybe imagining some debris out on track right now, hoping for that caution.
If it was Martinsville, it'd be a hot dog wrapper.
I'll take anything. Throw something out there. Get old Buzz a caution.
Now, I went to Matt Semrick for a reason. Matt's got 10 positions right now from the start of the race. Matt's doing a hell of a job out there for this hard-fought battle, but right now he's sitting in the Hard Charger award.
That's definitely an accomplishment. 10 positions on this 1 mile concrete track. Tough track to drive for these guys, so every position you gain, you're fighting for it. Getting close to 20 laps to go. Coco, I'd like to kind of run through our field real quick. Let everybody know where guys are running. Chris Moulton, your leader in P1. Brian Glass, P2 behind him. P3, Joseph Brockway in the 57. Number 12, Buzz Mongold in P4. And Spencer Britton round out your top 5. Matt Semrick in that 18 Chevrolet, Coors Light Chevrolet in P6. Shane Bowie, P7. P8, Sean Kaiser in that number 2. P9, Edwin Post. Paul Gall round out your top 10. Jim Felix, P11. Shane Fletcher in P12. And I think that's going to take all the cars out on track. I think Mitch Mitchell will show him in the pits. I don't know that he's retired. He might be retired.
I believe we have Mitch Mitchell, Tony Matthews, Vanderlei, Gary Kipfer, Nick Murphy, Mark Bishop, and Dale Loudermilk out of this race.
Miles the Munsters claimed a few guys tonight.
You wouldn't think that many, but we had a lot of guys who, either had problems getting into the pits, and that would just damage the motor. You had a couple of guys get rear-ended into the wall tonight, and that would, bust up the linkages, right? So, I think the Monster Mile was the monster tonight.
Yeah, and that second and last caution that we had tonight, definitely threw a wrench into everybody's plans. Trapped a bunch of guys a lap down, and we just haven't had the cautions to get those guys cycled back around with lucky dogs or free pass.
Well, we'll go ahead for a self-promotion. One of the things here at KCE Racing is the green flag racing, right? So, it's hard here when you've got green flag runs, sometimes, flag to flag, or you get one caution or two cautions. It doesn't play into should you have any problems out there on track. You kind of want those cautions. But, these guys here, all season veterans, usually in this series, and they run out pretty good. And we usually do see low cautions, low quantity of cautions in these races, and you got to kind of plan for that. What you say, Matt?
Yeah, you could plan for it, but you have to be ready to take that plan and toss it out the window and try to give Brockway now in that lucky dog position that debris caution, because no matter what you do, you could have all the plans you want to. If the race goes green, it goes green, and you're right. And fortunately here at KCE Racing, we're going to have these green flag runs, and sometimes it's just a bad break.
Yeah, I'm just checking out right now Brian Glass, see where he's at right now for, the battle for first. He's still pretty far behind there. I'm showing a 18 and a half second gap between first and second at this time.
Yeah, Moulton in the 95's definitely run away out front in that P1 position. It's going to take, obviously, I think, a caution to get this field reset to give these other guys a shot at this. I'll let everybody else know as well, Coco, our Thursday night series, our O'Reilly series, and then we run trucks on Sundays.
Yeah, come on out if you're into the trucks on Sunday night. We have large fields, great racing out there. Where are we at on Sunday?
I'll have to get our schedule pulled up. I don't remember off the top of my head. Coming around, 10 laps to go, leader Chris Moulton, 95.
Well, I set you up for failure there, Matt. We're off for Easter Sunday this Sunday.
Perfect. Thank you.
We're looking at 9 laps to go. I'm going to go into the cockpit with Chris Moulton right now just to see how long he's allowing that car to roll through those corners at this point.
Yeah, I've been watching him here for a little bit. He's definitely letting that car roll up in the corner. You can see him there. Kind of starts low in that corner, runs it up to the high lane, and then diamonds that corner, gets it low on exit.
Matt, I'm confused. Is he in third gear? He's hitting the light. And I know that's not easy in fourth gear here.
The way he's driving this, getting that car to rotate middle on that high side and dive down low, I think he's getting close to that limiter at the end of the backstretch. Yeah, checked our schedule, Coco, and we're off this Sunday, but next Sunday in the trucks, I think we're at Bristol, so that's going to be a fun race.
Oh yeah, Bristol is always a good time.
Moulton gets around the lap car 102. Fletcher coming around 5 laps to go tonight here at KCE Racing at Dover Motor Speedway.
Brian Glass still running behind with 19-second gap to the second place position.
Yeah, and I'll jump back to Moulton, who's going to be coming around 4 to go. Moulton already has 1 win in the season and is our current points leader. So going away from tonight, I think he's going to extend that points lead and have 2 wins in the 3 races this season so far.
So far, with 4 laps to go, we got lap 157 to 160. 2 cautions for 6 laps, and there was 6 lead changes tonight, Matt.
Yeah, that's lining up pretty good with our race here last fall. With the 2 cautions, we had 7 different leaders last fall. Moulton, this is if he can bring it around 2 more times without that yellow flag coming out, it's going to be back-to-back wins for him. Moulton, your winner last week at Texas.
Two laps to go for Chris there.
Moulton's coming out of 4, looking for that white flag from Bernie in the flag stand. Final lap tonight here at KCE Racing. Moulton, your leader, 21 seconds back to P2. Just bringing it around smooth. Crew chief's in his ear. No mistakes, 3 and 4, bring it home.
Coming off turn 4, Chris Moulton is your winner tonight.
Congratulations to Moulton in that 95. Amazing race he put together. About a 21-second gap back to P2, Brian Glass. Joseph Brockway looked to be coming around his final lap. Finished P3. P4, Buzz Mungold, and P5, Spencer Britton tonight.
Rounding out your top 5. Good battle by all. I mean, my pick finished in the top 5. I'm okay with that. Where did you end up, Matt?
My pick won, Coco, so I'm up in the points.
Oh, I forgot about that. Chalk 1 for Matt. I forgot you picked Chris.
Way to go, Chris.
We're going to grab Joseph Brockway first and see if we can get him in the booth just to see how his race went. Yeah.
Went good. Went good. Car felt real good. Probably the best it's ever felt.
Joe, that's a pretty good race, bringing it home on the podium, top 3. What was it that did it for you tonight? Pit strategy, taking care of that car, just good luck with the cautions?
The car felt good. That's what it was. And yeah, pit strategy.
Yeah, the Coco and I up here in the booth were talking most of the night, and the pit strategy across the 19 cars was all over the board tonight. So definitely looked like you came out on the right end of that strategy.
Yeah, it felt good. Felt good. First time I think on the podium. That's great. I like it.
Well, awesome finish, Joe. Congratulations on that P3. Anything you want to say to sponsors, friends, family?
Thanks for letting me do what I do.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Joe, and congratulations. Coco, let's see if we can get P2 Brian Glass up here in the booth.
Yes, sir. What's going on, fellas? I needed a caution and a miracle, man. He was Quicksilver, man. There was no catching him. But yeah, those cautions, they were at the wrong time, but I paid it anyway. Took 4 tires and I paid the price. But it was a fun race. Everybody run good. It was a lot of green flag laps there. I mean, I was hanging on fine. I'm sure the lap times were falling off. I saw, people put new tires on. They catch me and come on by me, but they cars drove good, man. I didn't have no problem at all with it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely headed down there. Oh yeah. I like to thank all my family for letting me do all this. Kodak Chevy runs good. I got a buddy of mine, Bake, watches all this. What's up, Bake? And all y'all do up in the booth. That's KCE's Fun League. Everybody, come on, check us out. Yes, sir. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Good stuff out there, and appreciate all y'all do up in the booth, man. Good stuff. See you, bud.
Chris, you got Coco and Matt up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, hey guys.
Man, congratulations on that win. Margin of victory, 22 seconds back to P2. We just got done talking to him. I think he wants us to roll that car through tech.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It's kind of weird seeing the second place in front of you.
Man, you put on a heck of a show tonight. That was a good display of skill from you out there to get that margin of victory. Tell us about your car tonight and what you felt, and was it speed in the car? Was it strategy? What was it that put you out front?
Yeah, we had a good car, but it was a little bit of everything because we had a couple drivers in front have some issues. Spencer not coming down that first pit stop kind of messed him up for the cycle, and then other drivers had some issues on their end. I thought it was going to be between Spencer, Gary, and Ray at the beginning. I was going to try and pull up the rear, but they all had issues, and I was just able to clean up the scraps. So.
That sounds good, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you winning tonight. Coco and I have started making picks up here in the booth, and you got me 5 points tonight because I picked you to win it. Come back from P9 to start the race tonight. You made up 8 positions to take that checkered flag. So you win and I win. I like it.
Hey, there we go.
Awesome, Chris. Well, awesome race. Coco, you got anything for Chris here?
No, I just wanted to say fantastic race. We kind of watched your clinic tonight, and I just wanted to congratulate you on a first place finish, as well as say it was a joy to watch you up here in the booth, kind of putting it down. We did a couple of cockpit views on you and saw that you was real smooth and there. So I asked the same thing for everybody though. Did your tires fall off a lot for the long run?
They did, but it's just something you have to be patient with. Getting into the corners, and I try and diamond this track out, so get a better exit off and just kind of straight line it. That seems to really help out there. So.
Sounds good. Well, is there anything you want to say to friends, family, or sponsors while we got you?
Yeah, if anyone's watching, hi to my family. Yeah, thanks for KCE for putting on a good show, and look forward to next week.
Awesome race, Chris. We'll see you.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I think it was a mixed bag tonight. You know, as we said, the pit strategies went out the window. There was so much going on. It was the Heinz 57 of pit stops. But all in all, a good race tonight by the guys.
Yeah, mile concrete track like this, a lot of cars out on track tonight. Very good racing. Pit strategies all over the place. And I still think you need to hire me a stat guy because trying to follow all that tonight was it was a workout up here in the booth. But all these drivers out on track did a really nice job, put on a really nice race. And Chris Moulton come away your winner with what you said is a clinic he put on tonight. So excellent job to all these guys. Congratulations to Chris Moulton and that 95 on the win. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks for watching. And remember, Tuesday night, Gen 4, Thursday night, O'Reilly Series, and Sunday night is the Truck Series here at KCE Racing. Check us out, kceracing.com. Thanks for watching. Good night, and God bless.